NewsNation's Joe Khalil, he's live in Dubai. Good morning from New York, Joe. All of this is happening, as you and I know, more U.S. Marines, more U.S. sailors are heading to the region. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, we just saw a video of him visiting the site of the attack in Israel this morning. What are you hearing on the ground in the Middle East, Joe?
Yeah, and the Prime Minister, Hannah, also making comments today. We've had this sort of escalating rhetoric to match the escalation in the actual kinetic activity here on the ground, from President Trump making threats, from the Iranians making threats. And then you had Prime Minister Netanyahu saying this just within the last hour as he was visiting those sites where those two Iranian missiles landed here. Take a listen.
They fired an intercontinental ballistic missile on Diego Garcia. That's 4,000 kilometers. I've been warning all the time. They have now the capacity to reach deep into Europe. They already have fired on a European country, Cyprus. They are putting everyone in their sights. And fourth, they're stopping a maritime international route, energy route, and trying to blackmail the entire world. What more proof do you need that this regime that threatens the entire world has to be stopped?
So basically a justification there for Israel to continue its heavy bombardment and strikes inside of Iran there, coming from the Prime Minister. We mentioned he was at that site where the first mass casualty event happened inside of Israel overnight. Two Iranian missiles broke through the Iron Dome defense, landing direct hits on these buildings here in two southern towns in Israel, Arad there being one and the other being Dimona, which is actually an area where Israel has a hub of nuclear energy and potentially even weapons development there as well. So while that was happening, you had strikes the other way. Israel continuing to hammer away at Iran, the United States overnight continuing to hammer away at targets inside of Iran as well. Israel also, this two-front war, launching several strikes into Lebanon, and you even saw their ground operation there by the IDF continuing. And again, all of that happening, as we mentioned off the top, Hannah, not just action on the ground, but also in words. President Trump making this 48-hour demand of Iran, saying that unless they release their grip on the Strait of Hormuz, the United States is going to go after and attack Iran's power plants, beginning with the biggest one. President Trump said that 48-hour clock already started. In response to that, the Iranian Armed Service member spokesman put out a statement saying that essentially if that were to happen and the United States targets Iran's power plants, then for Iran, targets will be Israeli and United States tech, infrastructure, energy, and even water desalination plants. So the threats coming both ways, as are the missiles and drones, Hannah, over the last 24 hours here.
And you mentioned in the last hour you were actually hearing warnings for missiles overhead. I'm glad you're safe. Before I let you go, Joe, very quickly, we know the conflict could be expanding. There are reports Israel is targeting positions in Lebanon. Fill me in there.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about casualty numbers, right? This attack in Israel, upwards of 180 people. In Lebanon so far, not just casualties, but deaths, according to the Lebanese ministry, rising above 1,000 over the last 2 days or so. As again, Israel continues these strikes against Hezbollah targets outside of the capital city of Beirut, in neighborhoods and pockets around there that Israel says are Hezbollah dominated. And then there's that ground operation there that continues, and the IDF continuing to post videos about that. So this is a multi-front war. And we should also mention that Iran did launch two missiles 4,000 kilometers away at a U.S.-UK joint base in the Indian Ocean, the Diego Garcia. So really both sides of this conflict sort of expanding their target zones. It's not just a one-front war for either side at this point.
Yeah, we've seen drone strikes, we've seen economic warfare, and now, like you mentioned, the possibility of cyber attacks by proxies as well. Joe Khalil, on the ground in Dubai, like I mentioned, you and the team, Bartley Price, please stay safe. We're thinking about...
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.